Good evening. Good morning. Hey, how you doing? How's everybody doing out there? This is Ken Obasi Leslie, and maybe you can see the tip of my head here. I'm back again to talk about art and alchemy, talk about the different things, talk about images, talk about mythology, talk about cosmology, just to share with you some of the things that I have picked up over the years from research, from reading, from listening to lectures, things of that nature. Today we're going to examine a piece here. This is a piece right here that I've been working on, and it's a mixed media, and the piece is called Thoth, Thoth, or some people call Thoth, or whatever, but Thoth is a Egyptian deity. He is known as the god of writing, wisdom, communication, magic, all types of things that have to do with putting things together. Basically, another word I guess I could use is to be able to understand, understand things that are happening or why we are here. Now, this painting, as you can see, is, he has a bird head and a body. And the way I did it kind of like an angel, almost as a cross, and in order to symbolize the crossroads. And I'll get into that a little later. But right now, I want to tell you a little bit about Thoth and who he is. He's the god of the moon, of reckoning, of learning, of writing. He was held to be the inventor of writing, the creator of languages, the scribe, the interpreter, the advisor of gods, and the representation of the sun god Ra. He Ra put a curse on Nut, so she could not have babies or any of the 360 days of the year. Thoth wanted to let Nut be able to have babies, so she challenged Khonsu. Khonsu is the a deity of the moon, and he's actually like a moon god. But Thoth challenged Khonsu to a game of Sanat, and if he won, he would be able to add 5 days to the year, and if he lost, he would be killed. So basically, they're Ra and Thoth, they weren't on the same page, as you can see. So basically, but Thoth, as I said, is an ancient god of wisdom, and he's the top part of the statue of Pharaoh, Amenhotep the third, standing next to another god. Now, they actually both were found buried in Pharaoh's mortuary temple on the west bank of the Nile, in the southern temple or the city of Luxor, back in March 16th, 2010. Okay, now, who did Thoth marry? In art, he was often depicted as a man with a head. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me get to that. Oh, okay, he was depicted as a man with a head, or the ibis of a baboon, animals sacred to him. His feminine counterpart was Seshat, or Seshat, and his wife was Ma'at. So Ma'at is basically the balance. Ma'at, there's the 42 laws of Ma'at. Ma'at is peace. Ma'at is order. Ma'at is all those things that makes things flow. You can almost say like Ma'at is what is I can't even think of the name of it right now. But anyway, we're talking about balance here. So, but Thoth is he represents the energy of wisdom. It's just like sometimes if you, as an artist or a writer or whatever it might be that you may be into, and from a creative standpoint, the energy of Thoth is there. He is, and even when it comes down to the art of alchemy, the art of transmutation, taking energy and transmuting it into another energy, or making something that's wrong, making it right, or whatever the polarities. Thoth is very, very much that energy that creates that kind of dynamic to make things like that happen. So anytime that you're talking about anything that deals with transmutation, it's just everything. If you look at what is happening in the earth, and there's just so many things that we see as miracles, or there are some things that we really don't understand yet, and until we do some research and find out why this happens and why that happens or whatever, but Thoth is he's the god of wisdom. He's the energy of wisdom, and he's about all of that. He has all of that in his library. So another thing I wanted to say about Thoth is actually he could be compared to I would say he can be compared to Ishu, which is a Yoruba god. Ishu, Elegba, because he represents the crossroads. And again, like I said, I had used the cross, and he represents things that are happening in people's lives and in the world. And it is very clear that the way things are now, we are at a crossroads. And we're at a place where we have to make some choices. There are things that are happening in the world that are, forcing us to, make some changes, to do some research to start to understand some of the dynamics that are taking place, just in our lives alone. So actually, Thoth is about that energy. He comes in to, usher in, this, hey, some changes are gonna have to be made. It's just that, and one of the things that I think that, and this is in my opinion, and one of the things in terms of the changes that have to be made is that we are going to have to realize that the answers to what is happening in this world is not material. It's not mundane. It's not earthwise. The answers are in the spiritual realm. And, and of course, when we talk about Thoth and talk about his energies and talk about his wisdom or whatnot, we're talking about spirituality, we're talking about like the Hermetic laws, because actually there's a book that where Thoth is part of the book that was. I have to do a little bit more research, and I forgot the name of the book, but let's see. Okay. According to the story, the book was originally hidden at the bottom of the Nile near Coptus, where it was locked inside a series of boxes guarded by serpents. And Thoth is like I said, the Egyptian god of writing, magic, wisdom, and the moon. And he was one of the most important ancient gods in Egypt. They said he was created or born of the seed of Horus from the forehead of Set. And his powers is, again, writing, magic, wisdom, and the moon. So basically, it's just this whole thing about Thoth is very dear to me because, and one of the reasons why I wanted to, do a painting because images, as they say, images are very, very deep, and an image can speak 1,000 words or just there, even within this image, there are symbols that are, or subliminal symbols. There's the symbol, the basic symbol of the cross, which is something that is a part of all of our subconscious mind, unconscious mind, or whatever, but it's the archetype. And also, but another thing is I utilize the black heart, and, but, and the black heart represents to me what you call going to that point of that 0 point, that point of letting everything go and actually letting the heart be light as a feather. In other words, there's nothing that this heart is holding on to in the physical realm, and, it's just that, like, although, we will recognize what is around us, but we will not be, what you might say, attached to the point emotionally where it actually blocks us from elevation. Blocks us from understanding, and blocks us from getting to that point of raising our frequency to the point of being able to make that transition into the realm, or to the other realm of whether we want to be there or not. That would take some research within yourself to find out where you want to be. Some people want to come back to Earth. Some people want to keep some of our souls want to keep traveling and getting to that place of source. So, but again, I'm working this piece, and this piece is just a part of a series of other pieces that I'm going to be doing. That is primarily dealing with mythology, Egyptian mythology, and dealing with the deities, and actually, in a sense, dealing with the God that's already inside again, the heart represents our heart. His hands are open. I'm gonna work on the hands of and actually, in a sense, my greatest thing is that, like, when a piece is finished, and actually, in a sense, I'm still working on this piece. I just need to do a few touch-ups here and there in order to get the piece to the point where I'm satisfied with it. And see, what did Thoth carry with him? He was always depicted as a man with the head of a beast. He often holds a scribe, a palette, a stylus, but also can be depicted with an ankh, representing life, and a scepter representing power. So I may put something in his hand, or a scribe, or whatever, a palette or stylus, depending on. I'll do some more research on that, and to find out what would be best that I would embellish him with. Another thing is, and actually, the question here is, how was the god Thoth worshipped? For the reason Thoth was universally worshipped by ancient Egyptian scribes. In art, Thoth was usually depicted with the head of an ibis, possibly because the Egyptians saw the curve of his beak, ibis beak, as a symbol of the crescent moon. Sometimes he was depicted as a baboon holding a crescent moon. So now a lot of things, later on, and I would talk about the moon. Basically, right now we're just kind of touching the surface of some of the images. This could actually be representing the moon. Again, it's almost like I have him in a position of crucifixion, but also in a position of elevation, and it's just a position of power, because Thoth was very powerful in terms of what he represented. But yeah, I'm glad to be able to just talk about some of these images, just let people know about that there are different energies out there that we could actually tap into, think about, visualize, internalize, and will give us strength. Sit back, go into meditation, think about the qualities of Thoth, or Thoth, and actually that visualization will give us strength. It will elevate our frequency. It would elevate our consciousness to the point of being able to manifest, able to do some of the things that Thoth did. This is, and this is why these gods or these deities are in existence. And I'm not going to say were, because the energy never dies. It just transmutes and goes into a different form. And so basically, some people believe that actually there were people back in the days during the and Kemet, that did look like that. They actually had animal heads and human bodies. It's just that had something to do with the science of what do you call that? Splitting the genes or whatever. Breeding, or So the word escapes me right now. Yeah, but primarily, I want to thank everybody for at least listening to me. I said in my last video, this is something that I'm going to do, find in my heart to talk about some of the things that I have been studying and researching, and I like to interpret them through the representation of my art. So stay tuned for some more, and as I said before, there will be times when we will be doing art together. I will be also doing instructional videos and things of that nature. But this is the first now. If you like this video, you can hit like. Again, I'm just starting out, so I don't, in terms of technology and in terms of, where I go next, it's just going to be a adventure. All I can say, So I want to thank you for listening, and this is Ken Obasi Leslie. I'm out. Peace.